But isn't it away captain first? Isn't it? We're at the DP World Wanderers this morning for Hollywoodbets Pro20 action. It is a must-win clash for both sides. I've got the two skippers alongside me, Annika Bosch, Rasiba Ntozake, and one of our umpires, Amy Gear. Give it a spin.
Right, are we happy? Tails? Heads?
Yep.
Please toss, please call in the air.
Heads.
Heads is the call. It's heads.
And it's a head. Annika, you've won the toss. What are you going to do?
We'll have a bat first today.
What's the reasoning behind that?
Just hoping to get a good score on the board and then hopefully put bowl well and put the batters under pressure to chase it.
Difficult result yesterday. How do you put that behind you quickly so that you can achieve today?
Yeah, I think interesting game. I guess things like that happen with cricket now and then. Unfortunately, we were on the losing side of it. But yeah, I think the quicker you bounce back from it and forget about it and put it out of your mind and memory, the better, and you just move on to the next thing, which is today.
All the best for today's game.
Thank you so much.
Rasibe, you've been sent set the task of bowling first. Right decision for you?
Yeah, I think it's right for the team. I mean, the bowling department has been doing a tremendous job. We saw yesterday and at Western Province. So, yeah, I think we're good to go.
How do you build on the momentum from yesterday's game?
Sure, just keeping it simple and keeping it humble. Just run through our KPIs and keeping the consistency.
All the best for today.
Thank you.
And the news here from the middle is that the Fidelity Titans have won the toss and they'll be batting first.
Right, good morning and welcome to DP World Wanderers as we bring you this interesting game of the Hollywoodbets Pro20 series match between the home team, the DP World Lions, and the Travelers, the Fidelity Titans. Not too much to travel. It is the Jukskei Derby. Maybe a very interesting game. My name is KG. I'm with Mpo in commentary. Mpo, welcome.
Hi KG, thank you very much. It's exciting to be here at Overcast Wanderers for Jukskei Derby. It's not a small affair, it's always a big affair, because nobody from Pretoria wants to lose to anybody from Joburg, and the other way around.
Yeah, I think definitely very interesting. If you look at where both teams are in terms of the log standings, yes, the Lions are all but through to the finals of the Pro20 series, but they want to keep the momentum going, so you don't want to let it go, and then you get to the finals, you find that you've dropped a little bit of momentum. For the Fidelity Titans, different story. They are looking to make sure that they can get as many points as possible so that they can get away from that relegation side, especially having lost that game yesterday. Somehow, chasing 97 in the Pro 50 match, lost that game. And with that, obviously, the Northwest Dragons putting the pressure on the Titans. Of course, the promotion relegation works on both the series, the amount of points that you get in the Pro 50 and the Pro 20 put together. So currently, the Titans are fourth in the Pro 20 series. They want to make sure that you can win the game. I think if you win today's game, actually goes up to number 3. So it's a very important game for the Fidelity Titans.
Yes, well, look, the Lions have secured their spot in the final. Last week they came off a massive win against the number 2 team, that being Western Province, who are looking very good. They're a very strong side. They won that game by 37 runs. And then the Titans, on the other hand, have also come back off a win in the Pro20 last week against the Dolphins. Not the best season for the Titans. You can obviously put that to continuity and potentially loss of players at the wrong time. But essentially, you know, a big name team like the Titans fighting for relegation is a good thing for our game, because to kind of, you know, to show that there's a lot of competition in the Pro20 and the Pro50. So they'll be hoping to go away from the bottom spot with a win today. And yeah, look, it's going to be a great game. Both teams have something to play for, and yeah, outside of that, it's always just bragging rights.
Yeah, definitely bragging rights, and we do know that both these teams take pride in their performances on the field. Have dominated the circuits, the domestic circuits, for quite a while, especially in the men's side of things. I want that to transfer this to women. And here we go. We've got Letlogonolo Meso to open the bowling from the golf course end. It looks like she's in for Lebohile Mkhize, who got injured yesterday after winning the game during celebrations. So very interesting, but an opportunity nonetheless for Letlogonolo Meso coming in from the golf course, and who will be bowling to the returning Lizelle Lee. Hasn't played domestic cricket in South Africa for quite a while, having relocated obviously to Australia. Yeah, here we go. First ball up. Just pushed away from Lizelle Lee. She will be looking to make an impression. This is her first Hollywoodbets Pro20 series match. This I think it's actually in fact her first since it has become professional in South Africa, having not played for the last few years. So this is her first match as a professional domestic player in South Africa. Pushed wide and just through that point area, trickling down to the boundary. Will it get there? Good stop. Just to make sure they just come back for 2.
It's a great stop on the boundary there by the Lions. And yeah, it's good to see Lizelle Lee back. She was in Australia, in Perth, for the last couple of years, ever since she retired from the Proteas women's setup. She did play in the women's IPL, and she also played in the CPL for the Trinbago Knights, as well as the 100.
Yeah, I think the experience is what the Titans would have needed, because if you look at where they started when this half of the season started, being number 5 and 4 respectively, it was too close for comfort. And I had to make some reinforcement with Sophia Smell from England, Lizelle Lee.
Yes, the Titans did make a big noise about Sophia Smell arriving in South Africa. We were all surprised with all the social media posts that they got the England under-19 international in for the rest of the season. Obviously without the likes of Sine Lees, as well as Laura Wolfhard. It's tough going to lose such experienced players.
Cut away. This time should be fun in the boundary. Nicely hit by Lizelle Lee through the point. And that's the first boundary for the Fidelity Titans. Good start.
It's good to see some things never change. Apologies, that highlights is from yesterday with the run out that won the game for the Lions in the Pro 50 yesterday. Good to see some things never change. Lizelle Lee is always loved the offside, especially that cut shot, and she did that really well.
Once again, this time over the top, over mid-off. That is Lizelle Lee at her best. Looking to put the pressure back onto the bowling team here. Couple of bounces into the boundary. Good start from Lizelle Lee in the first over. 2 boundaries so far.
Rolling back the years, Lizelle Lee, end of the over, it is 10 runs without wicket. And it's good to see that Lizelle is reminding us of what she was capable of before she left South African shores. One quick interesting fact that she's also an umpire. It's going to be interesting to see if there'll be some decisions that are made out in the middle that, she will either agree with or disagree with.
Yeah, that's a very interesting. It's that sometimes when you do play, not really sure which hat to wear, so you find yourself in a bit of a predicament. Nonetheless, from the collared drive end, we've got Sarah Nettleton to open the bowling. She will be going to Deborah Macheke, who's been in a bit of a good form, except for yesterday, but she went through about 2 weeks of hitting 350s. Deborah Macheke. First up, Deborah Macheke will be looking to impress because she was called up into that extended South Africa training camp. So she does know that, the eyes are on her. She needs to put runs in the board. Just gently that ball.
Yeah, she made it. She's been playing for SA Immersion for quite a while, and she needs a couple of good big scores to get her in. There's a lot of competition at the top of the order for the Proteas women.
Yeah, it's 2 changes. And a bit of a misfield. Deborah Macheke was looking to go for a single, but Lisa Lee not interested.
Some things never change. Lizaldi sending a batter back for a quick single. She's not ready to take those. It's good to see she's still the same.
Definitely no mistaken identity here. Once again, slapped to that offside. Deborah Macheke. That is where it's going to start becoming very important, that when you're not finding the gaps for the boundaries, you look to put the pressure on the fielders and take quick singles. And that might be putting a lot of pressure on Deborah Macheke. If she can't get the singles that she's looking to get, she might start going over.
But also Sarah Nettleton bowling really well. She's bowled a lot of arm balls so far here outside the off stump.
A bit of leg side there. There's actually a free hit, that last ball, not put away by Deborah Macheke.
Yes, and that last ball is just straying down the leg side. What Nettleton's trying to do is stay offside of Macheke, make her play into those 4 fielders there on the offside in the ring. We've also got a slip in place, so the plan is outside that off stump, either nick her off or get her to one of those fielders there on the offside, but it's slightly different now because it is Lizelle Lee.
Bit of gap, but doesn't find it on the offside, Lizelle Lee. Obviously, it'll be very different how they approach their 2 batters. Very different type of batters.
Yeah, the idea here is to bowl, because Nettleton's a leg spinner, let Lizelle Lee generate the pace on the offside, which was quite hard to do.
Time just straight to that mid-off. Very good over from Nettleton. Just that no ball on the leg by the over. So just 2 runs coming from that. After 2 overs, Fidelity Titans are 12 for naught.
And normally, so after conceding 10 runs in the first over, to concede 2 in the second over gives Raisibe Ntozake a little bit more control over this game. Kind of bringing back, containing Lizelle Lee is going to be a very important thing. They don't mind bowling to Deborah Macheke. They will have a problem bowling to Lizelle Lee based on the way she started.
Yeah, definitely. I think very important that we talk about bowling in pairs often in cricket. So that 1 over went for 10, the next one went for 2 runs. That means it's 6 and over, which is not too much of a damage. So you still feel like you're doing well as a team. And as we see that, there is a bowling change with Moncho coming into the attack, replacing Meso from the golf course end.
A little bit down the leg side. The line is just always a factory for fast bowling. Here at the Wanderers, this pitch has a lot of pace and bounce. It's the same pitch that they used yesterday for the one-day cup game between the Lions and Western Province. So it might still have a little bit of life in it. KG.
Okay, just hit away from Tebogo Macheke. Yeah, definitely. And you look at how the Lions chased down the score yesterday. It looked like a tough score initially, thanks to Duckworth Lewis, which most of us still don't quite understand how it's been worked out. But then nonetheless, yesterday was a good chase by the Lions against Western Province. So it looked like a good wicket. And when we did take a look down a bit earlier, yes, there's a couple of spots where there's like spike marks, but all in all, a good wicket.
You know, if you want to be a batter today, it's a good day for batting. The ball's not going to do much off of the seam, not a lot of grass on that pitch. But yeah, Tebogo Macheke just finding herself in a little bit of trouble here. 1 for 7 right now. Fila Moncho keeping up with the plan of just bowling it outside, forcing Macheke to play to that offside.
Time away, but not put away. If there was one ball that should be put away, probably that one. A lot of width that has been given to Tebogo Macheke at that time around. But the one thing that we've noticed for quite some time with Tebogo Macheke is that she struggles a little bit with the balls that are on like that 5th, 6th stump because she plays away from her body, so doesn't get the control that she's looking for more times than not. Go. Just another one and a bit of a misfield. Again, 10 down. Was looking to go down for a single. That is what we were speaking about a little bit earlier, that it's going to make it difficult for Tebogo Macheke because now she's going to be on strike for longer than what she wants to, because those kind of it is of a misfield, but then you look like it looked like it was like 5 meters away from the fielder. That could have been a single there.
Look, Kisho, some people say don't run on a misfield. He's holding that rule, holding the line. But it is a new partnership. They have to get to play with each other and learn how each other's rhythm is. So it's going to take a while.
And once again, missed out, you would say, again from Tebogo Macheke.
Yeah, so underage, you can see that what your point about her struggling outside the off stump and fundamentally what Rufila Moncho is doing, right? There have been a subtle change of paces in this innings, trying to force the batter to add the power, you know. But the problem is because she plays away, there's a potential that she could bring in those 3 fielders at cover and at point.
Again, just on that 4th stump, very good over from Moncho. It's 13 for naught after 3 overs. The Fidelity Titans starting slower than what they would have liked. Just going currently at 4.3 to the over.
Yes, and the Fidelity Titans women will be hoping to find to make use of the power play. We've gone through halfway in the power play. 4.5 runs and over is not what they would have wanted. You've got Mia Naismith, you've got Anneke Bosch, you've got Gandhi Jafta in the changing room waiting for an opportunity there. It is a power pack side, but you know, you got to take the risk and you got to take the advantage.
There's time to the leg side from Lizelle Lee, but there is a fielder, so net fell in low at cow corner, so just a single. So what happens also on the other side is that there's pressure created on both sides. When Tebogo Macheke is on strike, she's not getting any runs, not getting any force. So she's getting pressure because she feels that she's not getting runs. Lizelle Lee on the other side is standing, feels like I need to make up for the other side. So I think the Lions are enjoying what is happening and how the game is going so far.
Yeah, they may not have gotten wickets, but they have so much control right now of the game. The only issue is in the game of cricket, if you have wickets, it can be dangerous.
And this time again, Tebogo Macheke looking to go to the leg side. Will they come back for 2? Just a single. It's probably an opportunity to go for 2 there.
But Lizelle Lee looking to farm the strike so early in the innings. That was a 2 opportunity. However, she decided that, you know, her partner's not in the best of form right now, and it's on her.
Well, the thing about such a situation that you find yourself is that if you go on to score that 70 and 80, turning down a couple of singles, it's good. And trying to go over the mid-off The only protection is on the long on, and that trickles to the boundary. Once again, another 4 from Lizelle Lee. That is how she's going to approach this game, just fours.
That is a beautiful shot. She waited for that one, and all she needed to do was just get over the inner ring. You don't have to hit it hard, just get it over the inner ring, and it worked, and that's what she did. Great 4 from Lizelle Lee.
Once again, this time flatter, and through that bit off, was hit so hard. Raisibe Ntozake dive into a right, doesn't get any end onto it. Very good shot, powerful strokes here from Lizelle Lee.
Finesse to power. Now this one was hit hard, and very hard. Raisibe Ntozake had no chance there, but you're now starting to see the nuances in Lizelle Lee's game. Why she's an 82 women's T20I international player.
This time to the leg side, long on coming around, does get to it, very good fielding, saved it. That was definitely a 4, and an opportunity for a run out there. Just the 2 runs.
Again,
a lot of action there.
Again, guys, so the running between the wickets is a problem, but they thought they had a 4 there. But good start there for Lizelle Lee.
This time just a single, which I suppose if you are seeing the ball as much as you are, have already got 10 runs in the last few balls, you feel that that is an opportunity to just go on to the other side.
Well, if I was the Lions right now, I'd be giving Tebogo Macheke a single.
Yeah, easily. And tried, but 10 down by Lizelle Lee. End of the 4th over, and the Fidelity Titans are 27 for naught. I was just looking and thinking with obviously it's a power play, and after those 2 shots, yes, you don't want to be following the ball, but if it's worth it probably for the Lions to say that get long on, long off out, bowl a bit wider because there is protection on the offside. Say to Lizelle Lee that if you want to hit it to the leg side, then you have to go across the wicket. Seems to be a bit of agency here from the ground staff. I don't know if it's a bit of rain coming down.
Yeah, well, it is overcast today. There's a lot of wind around. It looks like it could be a situation where we might get an interrupted game. Refile Muncha to resume. She bowled an amazing over of 1 run. The Lions need to break this partnership. And she pulls it down the leg side to the deep square leg boundary for 4. It was a short ball. Lizelle Lee said, thank you very much. This pitch is it's holding a bit.
Yeah, not coming through as much as we would have liked it, so Lizelle Lee had to wait a touch for that one, but good shot from Lizelle Lee. Very important hair roll in this partnership in particular, with Tebogo Macheke struggling on the other side. 1 from 13 balls. Lizelle Lee moves to 26 of 14. Blocked away this time around. It looked to be a bit of pace on that one. Perhaps when you're bowling it fuller, it comes through more. But that short one that we saw where Lizelle Lee put it through to mid-wicket looked like it was a bit of a tennis ball bounce. Just came in gently to Lizelle Lee.
Yeah, look at it. I think that first ball was a bit of a heat check, a little feeler to see if the short ball is still there. But you got to bowl fuller straight to Lizelle Lee. Force her to go down the ground if she can get underneath the ball.
It's like side at this time they do go through for a single. To that 45, but there is a fine leg. There's the 2 fielders that are on the boundary. It's actually a fine leg in a 3rd man. So you would think that you want to bowl full and straight. There is protection on the offside, but you don't want to give too much width because there's no protection on the offside boundary. Again, the dot ball from Tebogo Macheke. I don't want to say that she is struggling, but just look at the game. It is power play. Lizelle Lee on the other side, batting at a strike rate of about 180 odd. Teboho Macheke on the other side.
Yeah, this is
Struggling.
quite uncharacteristic of her.
Wider and almost an opportunity at point. It was going to be a good catch, but looked like got a bit of a hand to it. Does still go through to the boundary that was hit hard, went flying at point.
Kakisha, I'd say that is tough to call that a chance, but Diara Ramlaka did very well to get behind it. But unfortunately for her, it came at such a pace. And Teboho Macheke finally getting to free her arms and getting her first boundary of this innings.
And just like that, strike rate goes to 33. Hey, that wide one, not bit of a width, but doesn't get to it. And that's the end of the 5th over. Fidelity Titans on 36 for naught. I suppose very important for the Fidelity Titans is not to lose wickets in the first 6 overs in particular, because let's say that if you lose 3 wickets in the first power play, 75% of the time you go on to lose the match. So you don't want to do that. And as I say that, as a change in commentary with David coming to replace me.
Yes, thank you very much, Gakisho. It is important. Cricket is a game of resources. It's wickets and runs. And what the Titans have said is that we need to keep these wickets in check, and that's the thing that they have. They are now going at a pretty decent rate, but now we're seeing Liani Swanepoel coming into bowl. The Lions are a factory, David, of fast bowling, and here's another one coming in Liani Swanepoel. I don't know if they find them like the gold they find up here in Johannesburg.
Yeah, it seems that the scouts here work very hard to mine what gold is available, and conditions certainly helpful.
Swanepoel to Lizelle Lee. And she cuts it again, Diara Ramlakhan, with a valiant effort there. And she's done enough to stop that ball from going to the boundary. Sunette fully in low with another javelin-esque throw for 2 runs there. Lizelle Lee is enjoying the offside today with that cut shot, with protection for her on the leg side. And Liani Swanepoel will probably have to bowl it short and at the body to activate those 2 fielders there on the leg side.
Very straight there from Swanepoel, trying to correct things. The first one was short and wide, this one is a little bit straighter, and just the one available.
39 this partnership. Lizelle Lee moves to 29. Teboho Macheke will get a first taste of Liani Swanepoel. 5 of 16. Will the Lions continue with their strategy to bowl 5th and 6th stump to Macheke?
The key here for Swanepoel is she wants to become more of a regular in this DP World Lions side. There's a lot of talent to kind of wade through, and I think a performance that will be noteworthy today will certainly remind the selectors and her coaching staff that she's one for them to bring in, week out.
4 fielders in the ring on the offside. And it's a lot straighter, and Macheke gets to play it across the line to the deep mid-wicket boundary for 4. She likes it on the leg. She's been waiting for the Lions to bowl it to her, and she finally got a gift.
Yeah, it's been quite a stagnant start for Macheke with the previous few innings in mind, and finally she gets one in her half, and she's dealt with it comfortably.
Very good over here for the Fidelity Titans ladies. 7 of the first 4. And Liani Swanepoel reverting back to the plan to Teboho Macheke, which is bowl it outside that off stump and let her try and push it in through that crowded offside.
It has to be some sort of consistency here from Swanepoel. It's just too easy to rotate the strike here for the visiting side.
Yes, very easy. Tebogo Macheka retaking her guard right now. Building up the suspense. And a good dot ball for Leone Swanepoel to finish that over of 7. It's the end of the power play. The Fidelity Titans ladies are 43 without loss. Lazal Lee on 29 of 18 and Tebogo Macheka 9 of 20.
Stark contrast to yesterday's performance. It's amazing to me how they're able to almost put things to bed overnight and leave them in the bed, so to speak. But 0-for-1 is where the Titans found themselves yesterday, and even worse so, being bowled out for 77. And so they've just put everything behind them and are on the fly at the moment.
I think they're burying the lead there. They were bowled out for 77, chasing 96. We've got to give the viewers full context.
Fair enough.
Of what happened.
Yeah, from 0-for-1, it just was downhill ever since. And not in the good, like, momentum sort of way.
But it's a new day, a new ground, the DP World Wanderers, and a very, very good batting pitch. Refule Muncho to Lazal Lee. Back of a length ball. Lazal finds the fielder there at mid wicket.
Yeah, it was a bit of a frustrating dismissal for Lazal Lee, just chasing a ball that would have gone down the leg side and a good take by Rosina Manak, but it was just a senseless stroke from her, and this is much more promising from her.
That's a good ball from Muncho, just in that corridor of uncertainty. Lazal didn't know whether to cut it or to play it to cover, and she got a healthy underage in her indecision.
Just the one loss for the Lions this season in the Pro20 competition, and I think what that does is it also allows you to rotate your squad a little bit more and give opportunities to players. And why that is so important is because when it comes down to it, you've got a final, you want to be able to pick from 17 or 18 different players according to the conditions at Hollywoodbets Kingsmead, and so now you're giving game time to more than just your standard 12 or 13 players.
Yeah, and having locked up the final, it's the chance for the Lions Brains Trust to give everyone a chance and to build up that squad depth. And that one's over the top, and it will make the way to the boundary. The outfield is slow, and Raisibe, it's actually Rapo with the fielding there, and it'll be 2 runs again.
Traditionally, that would have been a boundary. It's just that overnight rain pour that really just helps things if you're a fielding side.
And now the DP World Lions women have realized that they're out of the power play, so you can actually send everybody out onto the boundary. They've been bowling to Lazal Lee with 2 fielders out of the inner ring, and now they've decided that they're going to the traditional 4. 2 on the leg side, and you've got a long on and a long off. Down the leg side, but that's going to be an easy single for Lazal Lee. Finds Captain Dozake.
It's a much tidier over here from Moncho. You're contrasting the over from Moncho and Swanepoel. It's clear that the Titans ladies are looking to go after the inexperienced Swanepoel.
Yeah, experience tells a lot, and Moncho's been doing this for many a year now for the DP World Lions women. That's a very important dot ball to end that over. 3 runs in that over, and this Fidelity Titans ladies innings is moving like a diesel truck.
They clearly got all the right things for breakfast this morning. The plan of setting up partnerships was a clear instruction from the coaches overnight. was a lot of lackluster effort from the batting sides on both sides of the Yukske River. And today it has been a day in which the batters are feeling a lot more confident. Now, not to say that the surface at Old Eds yesterday wasn't one that couldn't have been utilized by batters. Maybe just a bit of extra bounce, maybe just a bit of a foreign ground for both sides, because the Lions hadn't necessarily played there all that much.
Leonie Swanepoel from the caller to drive end to Lizelle Lee, who is batting outside her crease. Leg stump guard. And drive past Tiara Ramlakan, who's hitting the ground all the way to the boundary before. A very good shot there from Lizelle Lee, just rolling back the years as she takes her total to 36.
That's 50 up for the Fidelity Titans. And what a glorious way to do it. That is the bigger of the two boundaries, and once it had gotten through that inner ring, it was a foregone conclusion for a boundary.
Very smart shot there, opening the blade to try and dissect it through point. Oh, and a push down the ground for 4. Lizelle Lee is toying with Leonie Swanepoel today. You know, they always say after a 4 you must look to get to the other side of the wicket.
Yeah, it's experience. That's all it is. Knowing that once you've put a bowler under pressure on the first ball of the over, then the responsibility is on the bowler to try and come up with solutions and answers for the questions you are asking.
Leonie to Macheke. Macheke looking for that quick single. However, the partner on the other end will most likely turn those ones down, especially if it's to point.
Absolutely. Something that I noted just before the first ball of the over, the Lions had Sunette Viljoen low outside of the inner ring, and Lizelle Lee was rather gently protesting to Angus Ghost to say she's got to be in the ring.
Oh, that's outside the off stump. Could have been an edge, but no, Molefe grassing that one.
Yeah, she'll expect better from herself behind the stumps. Let's look at this one again. Swanepoel nice and tight to the stumps, getting a bit of away movement, and then just dropping out of the hands of Molefe.
And the swing is a factor coming from Swanepoel, especially for Molefe. Straight bat, quick opportunity. Ooh, 3 stumps and missed.
Yeah, Jenna Evans is such a live wire in the field. She's so good. But in that instance, the throw wasn't really aimed at the base of the stumps where your coaches would conventionally say you should look to hit way over the top.
Yeah, well, going to her left, chances are she was always going to miss to the left-hand side of those stumps. And that's up in the air, and it will go to the boundary. Great fielding there by Raisibe Ntozake. And it will be 2 off of that last ball and 8 off of that over. The Fidelity Titans ladies ebbing and flowing their way to a target. The good thing that they have is that they haven't lost the wicket and they're sitting on 54 runs.
Very, very confident partnership here to open the innings for the Titans. The decision from Annika Bosch was that they would bat first, and now they're paying their dividends here, because when you select to bat first or bowl first, you almost immediately want to have an impact on the game, and they've done exactly that. The Lions now playing catch up a little bit.
Yeah, Refula Moncho about to be bowled out. She's bowled really well. No wickets for 12 runs in her 3 overs. She's bowling to Tebogo Macheke, who's got fielders outside of the ring behind square and an army in front of her, in front of square. And she takes a French cricket hit and run and gets to the other end to bring her more informed partner, Lizelle Lee, with all the international accolades, played around the world. Trinbago Knights has played in the 100. She's also played in the women's IPL. She's also playing in Australia, domestic cricket in Australia as well, and studying to also be an umpire. She probably saw Danae van Niekerk returning to the Proteas and thought, maybe I should go home.
Yeah, why not sniff around and see what's available to you? Also invaluable to get time in the middle.
Oh, she gave herself room and she cut it past the fielder there at point for 4. If there ever was a lesson in making adjustments as the bowler's coming in, that would be it.
Yeah, Monshaw, she's bowled so tidily through her spell, but that was just such intelligent cricket from Lizelle Lee. Steps to the leg side to give herself some room and give herself the shot that she wants.
Partnership now moves to 59. The Titans total moves to 59. They've got a boundary in the first 2 balls of this over. Can they use this as a platform to get a big over to close out Monshaw's spell? Stuff down the leg side by Lizelle Lee. Sarah Nettleton, the fielder, for a single. Right now, I think Dave Debokomacheka's job is to just get Lizelle Lee on strike, get the hot hand on strike, and give your team the best chance at putting a decent enough score, because it looks like it could be a 160, 170 type of score.
Yeah, and the Lions, knowing that they are traditionally a stronger fielding side, will want to keep things very quiet here, knowing the struggles that they have had with bat in hand.
Oh, here we go, here we go! Ooh! A near run out there. It was a yes, no. Lizelle Lee didn't know what to do. Debokomacheka didn't know what to do. And again, Dave, it's a pattern from already this innings that they just are not seeing eye to eye when it comes to running.
Yeah, the clarity of communication is, I suppose, just as cloudy as the conditions overhead. They want to just ensure that there's a clear line of sight between the two of them.
Second extra of the day, it's a wide. First one was a no ball. There was a leg by as well, 3. But again, it is a stop-start type. It's very cloudy in the communication, but however, they are still out there. 61 without loss. The Titans have a chance. Oh, hard hit and another run out to the keeper's end. And Andries Goos, it looks, it's a mess down there. Nell Malefe took all chances of making sure that Lizelle Lee was out, but unfortunately for her, she made it in, and now the rebuilding job has to begin.
Bit of a chuckle here in the commentary box, because the players were strewn everywhere, the bails were strewn, the stumps went for a lengthy walk. Good running here to get home safely, and I think that's what tripped Lizelle Lee up, was the stumps being absolutely demolished.
Chaotic scenes here at the DP World Wanderers, but you can see that both teams want this, and then we love the passion showed and the energy out there here for this Hollywoodbets Pro20, the penultimate round of the season. And it's a dot ball against Lizelle Lee. Dot balls are precious, Dave. That ends the over. 9 overs in, 62 without loss. Fidelity Titans ladies are building up a platform to strike.
Well, the Lions will take some encouragement through the opportunities for runouts. There's been a couple of them, and so still will be able to maybe fight back, but it's just been all sky blues this morning. The Titans dominating, and particularly through the bat of Lizelle Lee, 44 from 29. Just to give you a quick update on what's happening around the country with Hollywoodbets Pro20 games. At the halfway mark in Cape Town, WSB Western Province, 65 for 3. Danae van Niekerk, Delmarie Tucker and Leah Jones dismissed relatively cheaply. Those are massive wickets, and Paul.
Big Protea names. Leah Jones, the latest to be a Protea. And yeah, interesting, because this side, the Lions are also under pressure. 2 teams in the final finding themselves under pressure in the first half of the first innings in the Pro20. Got a new bowler It is Motsorapo, leg spinner for the Lions.
Yeah, the conventional one-day skipper now got a task ahead of her in the T20 format.
Beach blonde hair to match the golden hue of her Lions kit. Oh, that was short and dragged down and pulled to the square leg, and they comfortably run through for 2. The calling has become better right now between the two.
Yeah, absolutely. Does it surprise anyone that Sunitfilian Low got a medal at an Olympic Games with a throw like that?
It does not surprise that silver medal is still probably was the only silver medal we got at that game, so it was wild. Rapo to Macheke, now back to the leg offside type of play. The Lions are playing to a plan. They realize Macheke is a leg side player, so we've got to put everything to force her down to the offside. Now that's down the leg side, and she pulls it again to square leg for a single to bring back the big hitting Lizelle Lee.
It's a little bit too short for my liking here from Rapo. It's just she's got to look to float the ball a little bit more, get it above the eye line, entice the batters, because when you have long on and long off back, you're not really bringing them into the match if it's short.
That one actually got the conventional turn straight to Sarah Nettleton. Lizelle Lee looking to take a quick single, and Tebogo Macheka makes it into the danger end. Nice little deft touch there from Lizelle Lee.
Needed to go to the bowler's end. Lizelle Lee almost trundling her way to the non-striker's end.
Dave, have you noticed that whenever Lizelle runs to the non-danger end, she is a little bit slow. She could be caught out. That's a beautiful ball from Rapo to end that over. Just beating Macheke all ends up, but unluckily for her, it didn't get through and clatter into the stumps.
Yeah, much better length here from the one-day skipper. Really enticing the stroke there from Macheke.
End of that over, 4 runs off of that over. It's 66 without loss. The Titans, it's ebbing and flowing. It's a big over, small over, big over, small over. They need more consistent big overs, as we've got a commentary change right now. I will be coming off, and KG will be the next voice that you hear.
Just to give you an update of what's happening in the other Hollywoodbets Pro20 game, KG, Garden Route Badgers and Dolphins ladies are sitting with their feet up. The covers are on and it's raining in Oudtshoorn.
Very interesting to be raining in Oudtshoorn. Normally a very dry part of the country there.
I'm sure they'll welcome with great glee the extra rain. Not the cricketers. Tozake is introducing herself here to the mix, and I think she's suspecting that after that over from Khomotso Rapo, that the lack of pace is what's really going to be the frustrating vice for Lizelle Lee. Hammered away. Will it go all the way? It does. Longer boundary. Lizelle Lee says, well, if you don't give me the pace, I'll create it myself, and it's the first 6. What a shot. 50 up.
Yeah, 50 up, very good shot to bring the 50 up there from Lizelle Lee. Fetched it on that around 5th stump area, hit it over cow corner. No chance whatsoever for any fielder to get to that one. I think these two might have played together at the Proteas, right?
Lizelle Lee and Tozake? Very possible. Very possible. There's maybe a bit of an overlap between the two. There was no love lost there with that kind of stroke.
And that immediately prompted a change in their fielding. They now have cow corner, so it's a deep mid-wicket, deep square leg, cow corner and long on.
Not able to pierce the gap there.
So all the gap for Lizelle Lee on the offside. And the leg side very much packed. But if she hits it like she hit it the last time around, it won't matter.
Tries this one again. She's frustrated with herself. Just see the body language that she has. She knows she should be doing more.
Yeah, because it's very interesting because that was on, I'll say that now.
More of a round arm approach this time. She
Yeah.
does hit the ball with some fearsome power.
So that previous ball was more on that middle and leg side where you would have probably hit it on the leg side, but she tried to force it to the offside because of all those fielders that are put on the leg side.
This one's in the air. Fielder coming under it. Will she get there? No, it just falls short. Looks like Refilwe Moncho was trying to get to that ball. It felt like she had all the time in the world to maybe even throw in a dive. Nevertheless, the Titans survive. 11 gone, 73 without loss.
Yeah, it looked like Moncho had a chance there, but wasn't to be at the end. You can certainly see that Lizelle Lee has changed the approach since all those fielders are now put on the leg side. She's not backing herself to hit it over. She's trying to go open up to the offside, and that one just looked like she just wanted to hit a touch on the leg side. So, yeah, they do often say that your fielding change does also change how the betting team approaches the match. And that's exactly what happened that time around, which we see Khomoto Rapo continuing from the collar drive end. Lizelle Lee, she goes to the offside to open up the leg side. Not so many fielders as we had in the previous over on the leg side, so feels that there is an opportunity that side.
Swiped quite hard at that one, did Lizelle Lee. Much better there from Rapo, or just tidier from her stump to stump. I think that's where she's got to look to go. If you overpitch, you're going to disappear. So the key here is consistent line and length. Let's hammer this one down the ground, dead straight. There's two fielders coming to converge. Jenna Evans gets it. The throw is a little bit wayward, but nevertheless, just the single.
Yeah, I think very importantly, and we often speak about this when it comes to T20 cricket, the fielding plays a very big role in just ensuring that what would have sometimes been a 2 becomes a 1, because if you've got a fielder coming around, you think a 2, but good fielding to keep it just down to 1.
In the air. Oh, nearly. Diara Ramlakan. She came forward to try and get to it and then realized it was going over her head. And just desperation. Opportunity's gone a begging.
Yeah, an opportunity definitely there. Looks to open up a blade a little bit there. Teboho Macheke, Diara Ramlakan misjudged.
Hammered away. Hammered away. So it's insult to injury here for the DP World Lions. A drop catch and then a boundary follows suit.
Yeah, as a bowler that you definitely do not want to see that. Just as when you're angry at a drop catch, you get hit for a 4. But you can certainly see that this is exactly how Lizelle Lee will approach. And if the fielding team is going to play a bit of a cat and mouse and follow the ball, then she's going to go around and see if she can do something different. That shot has prompted a fielding change, with now the sweeper coming in, that square leg where she hit the ball, going down to the boundary now.
Hammered in the air, and what a catch! Lizelle Lee was on fire. And the Lions have found the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, very good catch there from the captain, Ntozake. Very low catch that came in like a blue train there to Ntozake. Holds on to it. The celebration tell you everything you need to know about that wicket.
Yeah, just extra width. She's leaned back, hammered it, but it was a brilliant catch by the Lions skipper. Lee has got to go for 57. The Lions have a breakthrough, 79 for 1.
Yeah, very important breakthrough. Exactly the wicket that you would have wanted. There was a drop catch earlier in this over of Teboho Macheke, who's batting at a strike rate of 50%, so not hitting the team. Lizelle Lee on the other side is the wicket you want to get. Just looked a touch off balance there when she was making contact with that. Didn't get the elevation that she was looking for. She was definitely looking to hit it over the top. Doesn't get the elevation she's looking for. And Raisibe Ntozake says, thank you very much. Much needed wicket here for the DP World Lions.
Yeah, well, if nobody else will do it, I'll get it done myself. The skipper putting in a blinder of an effort there in the field. And now she's going to be bowling from the golf course end as Annika Bosch comes to the crease. So the Titans yesterday opting to kind of squash that batting lineup by not having Annika Bosch come in at her traditional number 3. And now today, here she is. And a lovely platform for her to launch from.
Yeah, definitely, but it's going to be very important now how Deborah Macheke goes from here, because Annika Bosch just got walked in. She would like an over or so to see how things are going.
What a miscued stroke. This one between the legs to a short 45. I've got to ask the question as the signal is buys. Why play that stroke? You know, you've just lost a wicket. You are the set batter looking to go after Ntozake, who looks like almost that she has a glove on her left hand with the amount of tape. It's covering about 85% of her hand, you see there.
Maybe that's why it was easy to take that catch. So with Teboho Macheke, you ask why would you play that kind of a shot? Because she's played herself into a bit of a pressure. Going at 50% in a Pro20 match is definitely not where you want to see yourself. So now you feel like you have to play it every day.
Yeah, Annika Bosch. The instruction, KG, to the Titans batters yesterday was don't drive through the covers. And then, unfortunately, 4 wickets falling in that fashion. Hammered onto the onside. There is good protection out there in the deep for the lines. I suspect there may be more 2s being run here, KG, with the dismissal of Lizelle Lee. She prefers to kind of stand and hit, and this game is going to be interrupted as the rain starts to fall. The ground staff were hanging around a little bit earlier, and now they will come into action. Frustrating, because the Titans really want to continue with the momentum that they have, and they'll just have to put their feet up here. So rain falling at the DP World Wanderers, KG.
Yeah, rainfall just halting the game here after the Lions just picked up a wicket after the good partnership between Teboho Macheke and Lizelle Lee, but unfortunately the weatherman, which you would say probably something that we would have expected a little bit with the way that it has been. There is predictions. We did say that as the day goes by, the prediction does get a bit worse here at DP World Lions. Unfortunately, with that, we're going to take a bit of a break in commentary. Hope to see you soon. Hope the rain doesn't stay for too long so that we can continue bringing you this wonderful game in the CSA or in the Hollywoodbets Pro20 series.